What's up there, people? I'm Chef Michael Reyes and you're watching The Hungry Winos. Today's the big day. Fried turkey. Now, there's a few things I want to go over before we get going. Now, when you first get this bird, whether it's fresh or frozen, the main thing is thawing it out. Now, before you thaw it out, go ahead and try hooking it first. Once it's hooked, you go in through the head, up through the legs, and you're perfectly done like so. Now, as far as the oil level, this is what you have to do. Get your pot, put your bird into the pot, and you're gonna turn your water on. Once the bird's covered, take out the bird, make sure you take out all the excess water out of the cavity, and put it to the side. That water level is your oil level when you fry. So go ahead and mark the pot with a little pen. Now, drying out the bird once it's thawed. You want the bird completely dried and thawed, or else you're gonna have a little, forest fire in your backyard. So dry it out. The last day before you fry, go ahead and put it in the refrigerator, lay it down on a rack, uncovered, and it'll dry out, and you'll see how the skin gets really close to the meat. This is what you want it to look like to get that crispy fried turkey. Look how close the skin is to the meat. It's really tight and it looks a little dry. Don't worry about it. This is what you need for really crisp skin. Now, let's go ahead and head outside and dunk this bird. Okay, so now we're outside. I want to go over a few things before we start. I have it set up. We're at 375. I also have some salt and some baking soda in case there's a fire. Now, I have a hose. Do not get confused. You do not want to add water to a grease fire. But I have some grass here. You guys might have trees. If something bad were to happen, just have water available. Not going to happen, but just in case. Now, when you buy the frying apparatus, it's meant to be a one-man job. You hook it, lift it, and dunk it. Now, once you dunk it, you unhook it and let it go. Now, please don't do this. This is meant to be a two-man job for safety. We have a little special guest, Jonathan from TLD today. He's going to come in and help me out. So we have it hooked. We're going to get this, and we're going to go ahead and dunk it in. Now, it's meant to go 375 because once I add this bird, the temperature is going to drop. Okay, we're good. Go ahead and give me this. And I'm going to go ahead and let this fall. And we're good to go. Now, for a little bit of housekeeping. We had the flame off. When you put your turkey in, you don't want to cause like igniting the fire if it happens to overflow. So always start with your flame off. Once you put your turkey in and we're good, go ahead and restart your flame, and you want to get it to 375. Now, if you're not familiar with the knob control, there's a little knob control that has on and off. If you increase it to on, will increase the temperature. If you turn it towards the off, it'll decrease the flame. So you want to keep it at 375. So once it's at 375, that's the temperature you want. So this is totally adjustable. For every pound of bird, you're looking at 3 minutes. This is a 15.5 pound bird. So I'm looking at 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Now, I don't always go by that. After about 40 minutes of cooking, I'm gonna pull it out and with a thermometer, check the internal temperature. Now, as far as where to stick your thermometer. Anyway, the breast and the thigh meat. You wanna stick it in the thigh without touching any kind of bone. And you want that temperature to read about 160, because once we take it out, the carryover cooking will take it to about 165, which is what we want. As far as bacteria, you guys freaking out, at 160, once it hits 160 for any kind of time, bacteria is dead. Now, as far as color, this has been in for about 15 minutes. Don't panic if there's not a lot of color. We still got another 20 or 30 minutes to go. So you'll see it nicely, getting a little bit of color. Don't freak out if the oil is not really touching this part. I'm gonna touch it, I don't wanna break it, but this is just skin popping up. This is not meat. If you're really worried about it, you can do the Asian style where they do the Peking duck and pour the oil on top, but really, again, that's not a problem. So we'll get nice color here. Now, with that said, we gotta wait about 20, 30 minutes. So might as well crack a few brews, have a good time. So it's been about 45 minutes. We're nice and golden. So I wanna go ahead and pull this out. So if I can get John from TLD today to come back. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. If you can, we're gonna hook it. Get that pull, would you? Slide that pull in. Let's go ahead and take this out. Now there's gonna be oil inside the cavity, so just hang it over. That oil will drip down. And we'll put it straight away into our pot. Now, take this out. I think we're good to go. Now what I want to do is check the temperature. So I stick it in the thigh, away from the bone, and I get a reading. What I'm looking for is 160. We got 164, so I'm totally cool. We can take this inside and go ahead and eat it up. Now as far as salt and pepper, anything that comes out of the fryer, whether it's fries or turkey, you want to season right away. So that salt would adhere to the skin, just like you would fries. We can do the same thing with pepper. Looking for a little bit of flavor. Just on the outside when you eat the skin. Who doesn't like flavor? So let's go ahead and grab this and take it in the house and carve it up. Okay, we're back in the house after frying this beautiful turkey, and I just want to cut some pieces off. So, as far as cutting the bird goes, you have the breastbone that goes right here just like this. So you want to cut along the breastbone. So go ahead and pop your knife in, and you'll feel the bone, and it'll go all the way down. Same thing happens over here. You hear that fried crispiness right there? Beautiful. And take this all the way down. See the bone? Nice. Just cut along in front of the bone, just like this. So, take this down. Look at that crispy skin. And start peeling it away. I'm gonna cut the bottom, just like this. Up along the thigh. So we got our initial knife cuts down across the bone, back underneath the wing. And all I wanna do now is pull it off. Take it to our cutting board. Now, as we have the breast, I can go ahead and nicely cut a couple pieces. Now it's just me eating, so I'm just going to cut like 3 and take it to the plate. So I can get the plate. Get a little bit of salt, a little bit of parsley, and some nice, beautiful gravy. Now tell me you don't want to eat that. Now as far as that goes, I need to have some of this. We'll break this out over here. Try some of this gravy. Damn, I'm shaking. Oh. Beautiful bird. Awesome gravy. This is how you make fried turkey. I'm Chef Michael Reyes. You've been watching The Hungry Winos. See you next time.